What's up to all you marks out there, and welcome to another exciting special edition of the Exposed Turnbuckle. I'm Patrick. I will be covering your official pay-per-view Payback WWE predictions. And I have been partying for a decent amount of the day. So I worked 3:30 to 12, 3:30 to midnight last night, Friday night, and then came home, didn't want to sleep. Watch the Joe Cronin monetize this show. If you didn't watch it, go catch that. Good stuff. And then, so 2, 3, 4 rolled around, and I was like, nah, I don't really want to sleep, dude. So stayed up, worked 5 to 10 for overtime, because, you got to get that money to live. Life is not entertaining without money. And, so without further ado, I give to you your official WWE Payback prediction. Alright, in no particular order, we're going to go through the match lineups. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Alright, so this is really a throwaway match. Nobody really gives a shit about this match. If I was to say, I would say that Gallows and Anderson get a lot of offense in early, and it's going to cue to a hot tag for Cass. Cass is going to come in, Empire elbow drop, big boot, all that shit. Probably to Anderson because he's the smallest guy. But ultimately, we're going to have the faces, Enzo and Big Cass, as the victor. Like I said, I think that this match is a throwaway match. I don't think that really has any relevance. It's just a way to get Gallows and Anderson and Enzo and Cass onto the card. It wouldn't benefit Gallows and Anderson to win particularly, so I would give that win to Enzo and Big Cass. And next up, we got Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe. So this has been a heated rivalry. Samoa Joe had injured Seth Rollins, so the payback ties are in there. And it looks like for the moment that Seth Rollins is out of the World Heavyweight title contendership, so he can't really, he's already peaked. Like, he's going to have to stay, like, a little bit above U.S. title contendership, but a little bit below heavyweight title contendership. So it wouldn't make sense for him to win. Samoa Joe is an up-and-coming heel, and a big win over Seth Rollins would definitely push him in the right direction for his current push. Alright, so next we have Neville and Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight Championship. We already saw this once. Neville got the Rings of Saturn finish on Aries and used the dirty eye gouge. So this has been building, so I think that it's time for Austin Aries to win it. Because it wouldn't make sense, because you can't have a grudge match with Neville winning 2-0, and it would kind of bury Austin Aries. So I expect this to be a really good match. I expect TJ Perkins to get somewhat involved in this match and try to interfere, but Austin Aries somehow fights the odds and adversities and ultimately comes out with the win. So next that we have, and I'm just going to keep drinking. We're just going to keep it cut. I'm not going to do no jump cuts. Because I'm starting out with this video thing, and I'm not used to talking. I'm used to talking to people. I'm not used to talking to a camera. So occasionally I try to clean it up with the jump cuts, but we're just gonna do the raw and uncut version. This is me in my spare room, just drinking. Came back from a barbecue. Girls in the other room. We're about to do a little something, But I wanted to jump this real quick. I wanted to get this review out of the way because I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. And I know that I'm a small channel. I only have 12 subscribers. Our viewership's getting up there, but we're putting our name out there because we do value wrestling. We enjoy talking about it. We don't have side motives on this. We're not doing this for loot. We're doing this just to interact and just to have fun, and we want to hear what you have to say too. I watch all the other wrestling reviews, so listen to what I say. I think that I'm pretty on point with a lot of my predictions. I think that I know what I'm talking about, and I think that I'm worth a listen. So, all right. So next off, we're gonna do Bayley and Alexa Bliss. So Alexa Bliss just got traded to Raw, and excuse that. All right, so Alexa Bliss, she just got traded to Raw, and she's been having a lot of momentum lately, and Bayley has really been stuttering. Bayley's mic skills are not strong. A lot of the times, Sasha Banks has to be her best friend and save her in that aspect, but I don't think that it's the right time for Alexa Bliss to win. I think that something has to happen. Maybe Sasha Banks get involved. And then, so maybe what I think will happen is, Alexa's about to get the win and, Bayley's on the ropes. But then Sasha Banks, somehow distracts Alexa and then Bayley wins. And then Bayley's like, I don't need your help all the time. I can do it myself. I'm the champion. And then Sasha can go, well, you know what? Like, you're garbage, dude. Like, you can't talk, you can't wrestle, and I'm just going to slay you. And that's when the heel should be properly introduced. So in order for that transitional storyline to happen, I think that Bayley's going to have to retain. And, Alexa's obviously going to be involved in the title talk going forward, but I think that it would only make sense for Bayley to retain, so Bayley could end up facing Sasha, and then Sasha will take it off Bayley, and Bayley can kind of fade into the background. Because, she got a big push early, and I think it was too soon. I don't think that, NXT is like the minor leagues, and WWE is the big time, and I don't think she had some steam in the NXT, but I don't think that she was quite ready for WWE quite yet to be debuted and then go right to the top. So I think that she needed some time to build up to gain that, and I think that they had a major strike when they gave her first championship on just a random Raw. It was definitely WCW Nitro-like. It just feels like it was a match and a title reign to gain ratings on Raw because Raw was suffering at the time. So I think that they messed up in that aspect, but ultimately, in the end, it makes sense for Bayley to retain in this instance. So next up, we got Kevin Owens versus Chris Jericho. So we know the history. Kevin Owens and Jericho. Cheers. So I don't know if this is, because I've never been out of New England. Born and bred my whole life, New England. Boston all day. But I'm not a Patriots fan. Sorry. Tom Brady is not the greatest quarterback of all time. Tom Brady is a product of the greatest coach of all time, Bill Belichick. And you guys need to understand and respect that. I'm sick of hearing all this. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. He is not. He is a quarterback on the greatest coach of all time's team. Bill Belichick is the greatest coach, hands down, of all fucking time. And me, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I fucking suffer every goddamn season. Every season, they tease me. They're like, oh, preseason, we're going to be good. Regular season, we're doing all right. And then all of a sudden, nope, we're not going to win. Last 2 seasons, lost to the Packers. And then what happened? But anyways, back to the Kevin Owens and Jericho. So this is going to be a pretty good match. Jericho has had rumors of going on tour with his band, And it wouldn't make sense for Kevin Owens to get taken off SmackDown because Jericho's going on tour and SmackDown is in definite need of some star help because Raw definitely raped SmackDown when it came to the draft. And it really just felt like Vince just wanted to heavy load the Raw roster with notable names and then wanted to see if SmackDown could still carry the ratings if it really was the creative aspect of it with a less proven roster. So Raw has the more proven stars, but SmackDown has the quote unquote best creative team. So we'll have to see how that works out. But ultimately, Kevin Owens is going to win. I do think that he will win clean. I think that because Jericho is going to leave for a while, so it wouldn't make sense for him to win, and it wouldn't make sense for him to get traded to SmackDown because Raw already has all the proven. So, and it's already been announced that Kevin Owens has been feuding with Styles. He's been on commentary for the last two AJ Styles matches. So all signs lead to a Kevin Owens retain. And me personally, as a Kevin Owens fan, like he is the shit. Like it goes like AJ Styles because nobody performs in the ring like AJ Styles. He's just so enjoyable to watch. It literally doesn't matter who he works with. He's always enjoyable to watch. But Kevin Owens is like right there. You have like Styles like 1, and then you have Owens 1A. And the only reason he's been held down is because of the stupid storyline with Chris Jericho. I was not a friend of the storyline. I was not a friend of the whole friendship crap. Kevin Owens is the heel. Kevin Owens is that guy. He's going to come in. He's going to huff and puff. He's going to take what he wants. He's going to get what he wants, and it was just so, the comedy route, like this is what's wrong with WWE these days is everything leads to goddamn comedy. Everything doesn't have to be fucking PG related. Like you don't have to turn a goddamn heel into a comedy act. It was good, but Jericho can do that shit on his own. Like it seems like for the last year, all he's been doing is just coming up with like catchphrases, and they have been good. Like the "drink it in, man," and "I'm putting you on the list," and if you watch it, you're going to get pause it. All that shit is funny, but after a while, when you just keep listening to the same goddamn shtick, if you're not a casual fan, you got goddamn sick of it. It's just it's the perfect time for Jericho to take a pause because all of his lame catchphrases, like the only thing that he's come up with lately is the Friends of Jericho, "drink it in, man," or "cheer me on, man." And it's just like, dude, give me a break, dude. You haven't done anything relevant in a while, and you keep expecting me to fill in and cheer on for you when you just lose, and you're going to lose against Kevin Owens, and you're going to go on tour, and it's really just a shame, like, when you're an adult and you follow, like, behind the scenes, like, wrestling, like, Jericho's going to go tour with his band, and it's just disheartening, because, like, wrestling is like a show, like, you get invested in the characters, and you never want to hear of a character just taking a hiatus to go do something else, especially when the character is good. Chris Jericho has been a vital part of wrestling for, since he's been back. Like, his promos have been fire. His matches are always stellar. It's never, like, 5 stars, but it's always, like, a solid 3.5, So, in the end, Kevin Owens retains, and we move on, and Kevin Owens goes into AJ Styles, which should be a great goddamn feud. And I am happy that I am going to be going to the SmackDown next month because that will be right in the prime of the AJ Styles Kevin Owens feud. So I hope at the very least I get a tag team match with both of them in it. So next up we got Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. And if you've been watching for the past 3 weeks, Strowman has been a beast. He's been destroying the backstage. He's been destroying the WWE in general. and Roman Reigns has been taking it up the ass. And honestly, it's working for me. Me personally, I watch every Raw and SmackDown, every pay per view. So I've been pretty in tune with it for like the last year, and so I've been involved in all the storylines. And you know, I was with the masses when Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. You know, I was pissed. You know, and all that jazz because it just feels wrong that he just keeps getting always the top spot when a lot of other people are doing the things. Like when Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose were feuding, Ziggler was hot, dude. That guy was rising to the top. Like, he should have won. I don't get why he didn't have won. He was doing all this, you know, I'm putting all this showboating behind me, and I'm just going to go out and I'm just going to kill you. And, dude, this guy was cutting A-plus promos. Like, he was killing it. And when he didn't win, I was so shocked. But with Roman Reigns, you know, we all know the backstory. You know, he's loved. You know, he has connections with The Rock. He's always going to be taken care of. The rumor is that Braun Strowman is going to win. But what I say as a wrestling fan is I'll believe it when I see it, motherfucker. I will believe it when I see it. Roman Reigns doesn't typically lose this. I hear that the angle is that Roman Reigns is going to play up to the injury, and that's why he's going to lose. And it'll also keep him strong, too. So, but I don't know, dude. When it comes to Roman Reigns, I can't envision him losing, especially in like a super comeback story like this where he's just been getting slayed. I mean, if the plan is for Braun Strowman to face Lesnar for the title and win, then yes, of course. Strowman's going to win. Roman's going to play the I wasn't 100%, but I'm still the big dog angle. But I'll believe it when I see it, motherfucker. This is WWE, and this is Roman Reigns. And he wins the big shit, so we shall see. Alright, so the next one that I have is Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt in the House of Horrors match. And god damn it, if this hasn't been a long-ass motherfucking feud. And this thing literally died at Mania, dude. He teased, I think it was the first Raw after Mania that he teased that he was picking on Balor. And that was interesting, but it's the same old shit. It's just like every week. It's on Raw and SmackDown, so it's just way overexposed. And it's just Bray, and he's like, oh, this is the House of Horrors. You're never gonna get out. You're never gonna get out. You're never gonna get out. Just stupid shit like that. And I mean, the promos have been good. Whoever is cutting these, like whoever is editing it and putting in the visual clips, like, he's doing a great job. He's doing very creepy, very good promos. And Bray's not doing a bad job, but it's just fucking overexposed, dude. The thing is just played out. The fact that it's a non-title match almost guarantees a Bray win. So this feud moves on. Orton goes to fucking Jinder Mahal, and that should be a great feud. I'm really interested in that. And who would have thought that Jinder fucking Mahal, dude, would be relevant? Like, who would have ever thought that Jinder Mahal would be relevant after getting fucking shit on by Gronk? Now, all of a sudden, he's the number one contender. Like, you know, if you're a hardcore fan, I get it, you know? He went from a jobber to a number one contender, but to me, you know, I'm not no casual fan, dude. I've been in the game since the womb, dude. I am way deep into the game, so I do like it. It's interesting. I think that the thing that people have talked about with wrestling is that wrestling is always predictable, and who the fuck would have thought that Jinder Mahal would have been the number one contender? So overall, I think Bray wins. Initially going into this pay-per-view, I'm going to give it a... I don't think that it'll go anything worse than a 5. I think that every match will be at least decent. But I think that it has the potential to move to a 7. So I would say that the low on this pay-per-view would be 5, and the high on this view would be 7. So there you have it, folks. There is my pay-per-view payback prediction. This is not sponsored by Four Loko, but I'm going to drink it anyways. And after you got, if you're still watching, you're obviously interested in what I'm saying. So be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, be sure to share the Exposed Turnbuckle. We're a small channel, man. We're trying to come up. We're trying to be big. We're not doing this for money. We want to be involved in the wrestling community. If you like what I'm saying, then you'll obviously appreciate what I have to say. And I want to hear what you have to say. I like talking wrestling. I like talking predictions. I like talking storylines. So until next time, you crazy kids, see ya.